One of my personal favorite mangas that fell victim to the axe from Shonen Jump is The Hunter's Guild Red Hood by Yuki Kawaguchi. This manga released in 2021 and caught a lot of attention because of its premise that was different from what the usual new Shonen Jump mangas were about. Okay, let me be honest. What also brought it a lot of attention was the striking figure of the main heroine named Grimm.
God damn.
I was like, damn nigga, what you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass, the sun is still out.
The moment I saw how the author drew her as well as the other women in the series, I knew this would be one of my favorite mangakas of all time. He is a man of culture, he loves muscular women, and for that he has my respect. But jokes aside, this manga is great. As you could guess from the title, the manga draws a lot of inspiration from the popular fairy tale Little Red Riding Hood. The biggest clue was that werewolves were the main antagonists. The series unfortunately got axed at 18 chapters when it was right in the middle of a very important arc that would lay the foundation for the future of the series, which made it getting axed hurt even more, because can you imagine having to end your story in the middle of when it's just getting ready to explore its world and its characters? That is cruel, bro. What made Red Hood stand out was its clever blend of familiar fairy tale elements with dark modern twists. The protagonist, named Velou, is a young boy who joins the Hunter's Guild to protect his village from werewolves. He has a clumsy personality, but he's also the righteous type who puts his life on the line for those close to him. Grimm was more of the mysterious type that always had an intriguing aura surrounding her. She's pretty straightforward and is lackadaisical most of the time, but the interactions that these two have were always fun to see. Their relationship is a mix between a master and a student, or a big sister little brother kind of relationship. Now moving on, the werewolves in this series were also surprisingly really good villains. They're not just mindless beasts that run around eating humans and get slaughtered by the main cast like you would expect in a normal fantasy series. They have intricate backstories and motivations that add depth to their characters, not to mention they're clever, strategic, cunning, and even have powers that they use to their advantage like shapeshifting. Another highlight that I may have glossed over is the art style. Yuki Kawaguchi's art style definitely complements the aesthetic of the story. The characters are drawn with very comic-like features, some have big eyes, round faces, or even childlike features. But I think the art style stands out the most with how he draws the werewolves in an almost cartoony kind of way. It reminds me of Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry, which I really appreciate. You can definitely feel the Western influence in the art style, which I feel like was another reason why the manga was loved so much in the West but not so much by the Japanese fans, because it has a lot of Western influences, not to mention the fact it's based off Little Red Riding Hood, which is a European story. Not to say there aren't mangas with Western influences that can survive in Shonen Jump. My Hero Academia is the biggest example of a Western inspired manga that made a big impact in the magazine. Maybe Kawaguchi was just unlucky, or he started his serialization at the wrong time. Who knows, but I definitely hope he gets a second chance and can make a comeback to the manga stage in the future. I think he's also recently released a one-shot in the magazine as well, so it looks like he's doing well. I definitely hope he gets a second chance at serializing a full manga in the magazine one day, and if he does, I will be there to support him 100%. And if you're a fan of this manga as well, I hope you will too.